Hello, welcome guys back to the channel. It's Maverick here, and today's Monday, so that means Monogatari Mondays. That's right, we're now on episode 3 of the Monogatari series. Last episode, we left on a bit of a cliffhanger where Senjigahara was very straightforwardly asking Hanekawa whether or not she really loved Aragi, right? Now, obviously the answer should be yes, otherwise people wouldn't be shipping them together. But it's nice to really let her make her stance clear, right? And hopefully we might also learn a little bit about how she knew of Aragi even before she formally met him. Speaking of which, with the way things are going, I do believe that this might be an arc where Aragi does not show up at all, or at least only at the very end, right? Which would be pretty interesting as well. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how they are going to take care of the oddity if Araki is not there, but I'm sure they can figure something out. In any case, let's get right into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Right where we left off. Yeah, two sides of the same coin, right? We reached that conclusion at the end of the last arc. All these. Breaking the fourth wall. Huh. Did Aragaki tell her about this? I'm not sure that's the reason why I would ignore it. I think there's more practical reasons as well, but okay, Senjigahara. I mean, let her speak. The cat comes. I don't know. I don't completely agree with Senjigahara's conclusion here, but yeah, we'll see. Ah. Yeah. Too white. But I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hard to actually live as long as they have. They're high schoolers, right? So at least maybe like 16 years. How do you go 16 years without anybody actually taking advantage of you in a much more compromising way, right? Now, obviously, her parents are. That's one thing. But Mm. Like, how did you live this long without actually encountering anything bad, right? Well, anyways, let's see what they're gonna do. Oh. Yeah, it's been a while. Wait, their hair. Wait, so you came, but she didn't? Alright. No. あ、that's a good point, actually. デフィニ not. わお。Well, wasn't that a good thing? Jealous? Is going to appear. Oh. Been a while. We're just speaking about this in front of her father. This is so ironic in a way. I don't know why I'm so amused by this, but I am very, very amused by the fact that these two are discussing Aragi while he's asking for Kumber. The sisters? Okay, so she's gonna be staying at Aragi's? Senjagara-san? That's senpai? Well, I guess she is in middle school and she's in high school. Oh my god. This speech pattern. So, I was right last episode. She did, in the end, basically put her at Aragi's. Which is another case of irony here, but I mean... Isn't this like way too obvious? I mean, I'm pretty sure if you just ask her nicely, she would have. Right into her hands. I mean, she's been here before, right? Use his room? Really? 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 Really?
最終的には私の宿泊にお許しを出してくれた。そこはやはり確かに荒木くんの両親という感じだった。それにしてもこれが戦場ヶ原さんが言っていたいいアイディアか。なんというかファイヤーシスターズの正義感につけ込んだみたいで、若干以上の後ろめたさを感じざるを得ないけれど、悪役みたいなところを戦場ヶ原さんは全部自分で背負ってくれたのだ。それに、いやもう私は翼さんが自分から言ってくれるのを待ってた。私は自分から助けを求めるようなことがなく、これはきっと星野さんが言うところの人は勝手に一人で助かるだけとは全然違う理屈なんだろうな。そう、多分私は
Alright, more fan service time?
一人で助かろうとも思っていない。私は味気のなさを受け入れていて、
Wow.
闇に鈍く
These are some very creative ways to provide fan service.
翼さんって気取らないよな。なんつうか学校で頭のいいやつと話してると、お前本当に頭いいのかよって思うことが多々あるんだよな。妙に難しい言葉を並べたり知りたくもねえ引用をしたりよ。でも翼さんって頭いいのに私とかと同じ視点で話してくれるじゃん。そういうのって嬉しいんだよな。そうだね。でも実際そういうものらしいよ、カレンちゃん。本当に頭がいい人っていうか、スポーツでも何でもいわゆる一流の人って話してみたら意外と普通の人だったりして、オーラとかも全然なかったりするんだよ。でもそれってつまり本物だからこそ飾らないってことなのかな。あれ、このパジャマ男物じゃない？ああ、それ兄ちゃんの。ぐは。じゃあおやすみなさい。
Wow, I did it feel.
おやすみなさい、羽川さん。
Like I said, this is ironic on so many levels.
それにしたって
I I guess
自分のパジャマを着て
Sundagahara really has a big heart.
荒木くんの枕に頭を添えているのだと思うと全然寝つけず、実際に眠りについたのはてっぺんを回った頃だったと思うけれど、
Ah, speaking of which, Araki's probably doing something
責められない。
with Kambaru right now, right?
しまう私ははしたない。
Oh.
しかしどうしたもんかにゃ。いつまでたってもこうして俺が出てきている以上、ご主人がまた何らかのストレスを抱えていることは確かにゃんだが、自宅の火事が原因だと決めつけていたけど、どうも火事の件だけじゃにゃさそうだよにゃ。ま、ご主人が寝ている間だけ限定で登場できるというのは実にフレキシブルにゃん。前の2回は俺を引っ込めるためだけにあいつらずいぶん苦労してたからにゃ。にゃっはは。あのちびっこい吸血鬼の力を借りて
Who are you talking to?
誰がちびっこい吸血鬼じゃ。にゃん。
Oh.
久しいの猫。どうしてうぬが我が主様の部屋におるのかを知ら
I
ない。
thought you. Well, I guess shadows.
理由など求める方が無粋というものか。
I guess she can travel to any kind of shadow.
ちゅうかあれ、そもそもお前確かあの人間野郎の影に閉じ込められてたんじゃにゃかったのかにゃ。まあそうなのじゃがな。ちょっとイレギュラーな事態が起こっての。
Oh.
わしと我が主様、つまり押野忍と荒木暦とのペアリングは切られておる。
Really?
切られて、ひょっとしたら我が主様は自宅に戻っておるか。
Probably something Araki is doing right now.
どころかうぬがおったというのじゃから、こりゃあ江戸の敵を長崎で撃ったような気分じゃわい。お前の主様にゃら今晩の9時の段階で例の学習塾跡にいたはずにゃ。例の猿の女と待ち合わせでにゃ。待ち合わせ？しかし猿など今さら。ああ、そうか、なるほどな。我が主様にしては考えたようじゃな。怪異よりもあの小娘の場合は血統の意識があった。血統の意識？いや、良い情報を教えてくれた。これで無駄足にならずに済んだ。
I mean, I'm guessing that we're going to see what Araki was up to after this arc.
例としてそれはやめておくことにする。とんでもねえこと思ってやがったにゃ。それとも例として血を吸ってやった方が良いのじゃったかな。は、まあ遠慮しておくにゃ。今回はちょっと事情が違うにゃ。今回の俺にはきっと歴
Really? You're making this reference?
どっちにしてもわしがウヌの血を吸うというのは
Oh my god.
というか、所詮はその場しのぎにしか過ぎんからの。あまり何度も繰り返して使うべき手法ではなかろう。そうにゃ。それにこうやって当たり前みたいに堂々と表に出てきちゃいるが、俺はあくまでもご主人の裏人格にゃ。堂々とにゃどしていたらいけにゃいのにゃ。表とか。
Kenya.
そんなもんは表裏一体みたいなもんなのじゃがの。我が主様も大概じゃが、どうもうぬもうぬでいらんところで空回りというか、空転しておる印象があるの。ほんこれは500年生きたわしの眼蓄ある思い出話として黙って聞く。
Oh.
ナポレオン皇帝の逸話なのじゃが、奴は一
Really? You're gonna be teaching something? Alright.
それがどうしたにゃ。まあ聞け。一方でかの皇帝は風呂好きで有名でな。一日に6時間以上風呂に入っておったという。
I didn't know this bit of trivia.
今の時代で言えば静香ちゃんじゃな。でな、わしはこの2つの話を知ったとき思ったんじゃよ。いやいや、それ絶対風呂の中で寝てたじゃろ。
Kill two birds with one stone.
つまるところ、別々の事柄のように思えることでも案外つながっておるのかもしれんとわしは言いたいわけじゃ。表と裏を分離して考えることなど意味はない。ウヌは確かに羽川翼から人格的に切り離されたブラック羽川なのかもしれんが、しかしその両者に確たる違いなどないとわしは思う。わしから見れば怪異も人間もどっちも似たようなもんじゃしな。そうか、俺とご主人がおにゃじか。しかしだとすれば、ますますお前に血を吸われるわけにはいかんということににゃるにゃ。そうなるの。自然消滅が実は一番いいのじゃ。専門家的にももちろん怪異的にもの。だから吸血鬼、礼というんやら俺の質問に一つ答えてくれにゃいか。まあ構わぬが、手早く頼むぞ。わしは早く我が主様のもとに向かわねばならぬ。早くせんとあの解消なしは今度こそ殺されてしまう。虎の怪異を知ってるか。虎？ああ、虎にゃ。今この町をうろついているのにゃん。虎の怪異などいくらでもおるぞ。わしが知っておるだけでも
Quite a few. Alright.
ましてあのアロハ小僧の知識も合わせるとなれば優に50は超える。でっかい虎にゃ。虎は大概でかい。小さい虎というのならまだしも。すげえ早いにゃ。あっちゅう間に先回りされたにゃ。虎は大概早い。動かぬ虎というのならまだしも。
This is getting nowhere.
喋るにゃ。喋る。動物型なのに喋る怪異か。それはなんというか珍しいの。
Really?
しかしそれを聞くと
I thought all aberrations could talk.
そんな正体不明の怪異が街をうろついておればわしが気づかぬはずがないのじゃが、ウヌがその虎を見たということなのか。そうにゃ。いや違う、俺も見たが、それ以前に俺のご主人が見たんにゃ。だから俺も見たとすると、その辺が焦点なのかもしれんぞ。つまりウヌたちにしか見えん怪異、ウヌたちにしか見えん虎。可能性じゃがの。力になれなくてすまんな。礼はまた考えておく。おい吸血鬼、なんじゃ猫。送っていってやるにゃ。俺にゃらあの廃墟までひとっ飛びにゃ。
You want to go.
警戒するにゃよ。今のお前じゃ空は飛べにゃいだろ。俺にとっては大した手間じゃにゃい。でも30分は短縮できるぞ。ふん、頼んでよいか。もちろん頼んでいいにゃん。
Hey, she's got, how do we call it? She's got a reason for going there now. She's got an excuse.
あったのは燃えかすだった。かつて荒木暦とオシ
Oh.
の隠れ家とし、オシのメメが数ヶ月にわたって生活し、
It's gone?
主人や戦場ヶ原ひたぎ、カンバル駿河や戦国ニャデコにとっても思い出深い学習。
Hey, speaking of which, it's been a while since we've seen Sengoku. Right.
全焼していたのにゃ。
Hmm. Alright. If you say so. Alright, I think that's it. See you guys after this. Alrighty, so I certainly did not expect the school ruins to literally be destroyed completely, right? You would think that it was already run down enough as it is, and apparently now they're just getting rid of it altogether. I'm pretty sure that we're not going to learn what exactly happened to it in this arc. The way that this arc is going, it feels like it's really just setting up these, it's just setting up hints and clues of various different things, and we're supposed to learn about this maybe in a later arc, perhaps immediately after this, right? I don't know, but I highly doubt that we're actually going to be able to understand anything just from this arc alone. There were some clues, right? I think the biggest hint I have right now is basically in regards to Kambaru. So, I was kind of reminded of a scene earlier on. I believe it's in Nisei? Yeah, it's in Nisei, right? Kaiki was standing in front of Kambaru's house and was muttering something about her family, right? And we know that Kambaru indeed has a weird family, or I guess I really shouldn't say weird, but a more unusual family, let's just say. And then with Shinobu in this episode also talking about a lineage of something, and immediately talking about that right after the Sari Neko mentioned that Aragi was with Kambaru, meeting up with Kambaru at the school. I'm pretty sure that this all involves Kambaru in some way, and it's probably something to do with her family in a sort of way. So, I guess that comes like as a bit of surprise, right? Because I actually thought that what Araki was doing was off doing something with Mayoi, but apparently some of you guys have already mentioned that the thing with Mayoi in the last back in Nisei was actually just a joke and was not a foreshadowing of something to happen in the future. So, I guess that's. I guess in this case, then we can confirm that it's probably something to do with Kambaru here. But what exactly it is and whatnot, well, I have no idea, right? Beyond that, what else happened in this episode? So I was thinking that in this episode, maybe we're going to learn a bit more or reach some kind of conclusion in regards to Hanekawa's character, but apparently not so. You know, at this time and point, I don't think it's really a good idea to make any judgment call in regards to Hanekawa's character. You know, it seems that every single character has their own sort of viewpoint and perception of what Hanekawa represents. I'm talking about in universe here, right? So, you know, all of these are from a third person point of view, right? They're all from different people who have their own standpoints, their own morals, their own take on the situation. I think we can only reach a true conclusion to this once we know, once we completely know about Hanekawa's past. And, you know, even if she talks about her past herself, that might not be enough, right? If you guys recall, a few episodes ago, I was talking about, of Araragi being an unreliable narrator as well, right? Even though he thinks in a way, I don't think he's objective enough to himself either. So I guess right now it's way too early to make a call about her situation. Probably just let it go through. Hopefully we will reach some kind of an equilibrium by the end of this arc though. Otherwise it would be kind of weird to, you know, I want to know what the point of this arc is, right? So hopefully in next episode we will have something that comes out of it. So that's the serious parts. For the non-serious parts, I think I already talked in the episode how I really enjoy this sort of dynamic, particularly in this episode, right? It's so ironic in many different ways, particularly Senjugahara and Hanekawa here, and you know, you literally have Senjugahara even taking on the burden of finding a place for her to stay, and it's literally at Aragi's place, right? I guess that in the second episode, but you know, she really went through with it, and you know, it's ironic, right? You're literally putting one of your biggest rivals right into your boyfriend's house, and I don't know. I mean, the entire thing of it is just like no words. I mean, I guess Senjugara has a big heart, right? Or maybe her sense of justice, or her sense of camaraderie to her friends is overpowering that of her love to art. Well, I probably shouldn't say that because it's not like I don't know. I mean, you guys probably get what I mean here, but it's just very ironic in a lot of different ways, but it's also very funny. And it's definitely a situation that I do like to see in harem rom-coms, where the main character is not there, and it's up to the girls themselves to sort of sort things out, right? So I do enjoy this type of development very much. And like I said, the irony of the situation is definitely something that I enjoy, such as the irony with Shinobu meeting with the Saori Neko and then having a good chat, and then now apparently uh in the same sort of alliance, let's just say. Oh, and by the way, that reference that Shinobu made there to Terminator, like that was perfect. You never would have expected her to make this kind of reference. I mean, the work itself does reference different things, right? I think at the beginning there, I also saw a reference to Full Metal Alchemist. Also, I think it was the doodling that Sindagahara was drawing in her notebooks or something like that. I think that was a reference to Full Metal to FMA. Um, and well, what can I say? I guess Shinobu. I guess vampires like sci-fi. Who would have thought, right? But yeah, anyways, that's it for this episode. Like I said, there's not really too much for me to go on. It's really more of a ride, going along for the ride kind of situation. I do hope that they don't keep us in the dark for too long, right? I'm expecting, like I said, I don't expect them to actually explain anything in regards to this in the next episode. But hopefully the one right after that, we will start going back through this time period again, this time about a week or so, and see what actually happened there. In the next episode, I'm expecting Hanekawa to do something about the tiger in some way or other, and I'm expecting Araki to show up at the very end there, and for everything to revert back to normal. So let's just see next week if that truly happens. See you guys, and bye bye.